Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Cities Skylines in the city of to be determined. You can see it on TBD. The city doesn't have a name yet. We'll talk more about that, hopefully, if I remember to. What you're looking at right now is not my gameplay. This isn't me building. This is coming from my friend Destin. This was his idea. I don't know how much inspiration he took from the 5B1C type situation, but a while back he asked me if I would be interested in co-building the city, where I built some and then uploaded the save, and then he could build some and back and forth. And I thought it'd just be kind of fun to do. But then I realized it could also make maybe an interesting video series. So we're recording it. You've already seen my first entry into the city where I built a very gridded area. And now you're watching sped up footage of what Destin built. He's not comfortable with doing like a voiceover and everything like that. He's never done YouTube, Twitch, anything like that. And it does take a while to kind of get to a position where you can narrate and play a game all at the same time, and I'm still not the best at it, so I totally get it. He doesn't want to do a voiceover, and I'm fine with that. What he has done is sent along some notes, and we're going to talk about that just a little bit. He added a little bit of commercial. You saw that, like 4 buildings up on our main street. He's calling it Main Street, so sure, we can call that Main Street. And then he added this smaller neighborhood. He said he wanted to go for selective zoning to get the house sizes that he was looking for. He was going for higher end housing in an American suburban district style, but with a European suburban layout for the neighborhood. He does eventually decorate it with tree-lined roads and some trees, and he says he did that, and I'm reading this word for word, to shield the residents from those pesky poor people for a more secluded feel to the neighborhood. I guess he thinks poor people live over in the grid. I don't know. Whatever. He has a small park for the kids to go play and some commercial along the collector just outside of his little neighborhood. Looks like he was able to add about 600 population by the end. He also does at the very end add a block to the top of the grid so that, and of course he left enough room for pedestrian paths, which I really appreciate because I am going to eventually add those. He does say to just add a bit more, and I don't know how well we'll be able to see it, but I think it's what he's working on right now. He says take a closer look at some of the houses closer to Main Street. He added some content creator bushes to the fronts of the houses to look like they were growing a bush or a small hedge. And so sure, cool. And I think he gets that effect. Yeah, I think those right there, possibly, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I think what he has created turned out great. I love that he immediately broke the grid that I was doing in the city, and I think that's fantastic. And I think that's going to be one of the great things about this. He did say that he had a great time building this, and he cannot wait to hear your feedback on what he could improve when he gets his next turn in the city. Which he will have soon. Kind of my goal with this series is we'll have one of these videos where it starts off with either just focusing a little slower on some of there's the bushes. I like it. Either focusing a little bit slower on some of his building style, and at the end I'll jump in. So at the end of this little intro here, about 7 minutes long, I'll jump into the game and I'll continue building, and then I'll have one more video after this, probably next week, that will be me just building again, and then the save will go back to him. Oh, hey, there's the park. And then the save goes back to him, and we'll kind of repeat that. So like every other video will have some of Destin's build in there. And definitely would love to hear your thoughts on this. I left the city name to be determined. I was kind of hoping he would name it. And if he doesn't, that's fine. We can just kind of all name it together in the comments. I don't even really, at this point, I've already recorded one video, and now I'm recording the second and a third one. And I still don't even know what to call this series. I don't want to call it just 2 Builders, 1 City. But I don't know what else to call it other than that. Looks like he may have been trying to plop some buildings and ultimately decided against that. I'm not a plopper when it comes to buildings. Just, yeah, you can get some more realistic things, but I don't know. I don't feel the need to go into that level of detail. And yeah, he is breaking away from my grid and trying to avoid too many connections, but I think he realized it. Yeah, he realized it. So he's back over into this neighborhood. Looks like he's taking a look around. Honestly, not sure. Maybe he's just watching it grow at this point. It is a fantastic looking neighborhood, though. And the cool thing is, and you may not realize, I know what he's doing. He doesn't want trucks going through here. Since there's no commercial back here, he wants to restrict trucks. He did mention that to me. But you may not realize it from watching this, but Destin's fairly new to Cities Skylines. I think he's only started playing in like the last 6 to 9 months. And he's gotten hooked. He shows up for all my Cities Skylines live streams. I have known Destin coming up on probably 7-8 years now. We played GTA Online together for a long time on console. And then he made the jump to PC gaming. So he still plays GTA Online on PC. And that's where I know him from. He has been a part of the Vainglorious community since pretty much the beginning. And I'm excited to now be able to share in this game with him and get to do some pretty cool things, I hope. And we are in the game with, of course, my normal cinematic intro. I don't even know why I bothered. One thing I've noticed, and you may be noticing as well, is we just lost like 1,500 people. None of the buildings he placed are here. And let me look. I'm lacking a theme he's lacking, is my guess. And it went by so fast in the footage, I didn't see what it was. So we're going to have to synchronize up a little bit. And he may have to reapply the theme to Hawthorne Hills. This should all grow back in. So what I'm going to do is speed things up for just a moment and let all this kind of normalize and let the population rebound. It was up to about 6,800. We have demand, and so it should pop back up pretty quickly. So I even noticed that even over here, so he has some assets that I don't, because it looks like some homes had probably leveled up while he was playing. And they leveled up with an asset he has that I don't. Which is odd, because we tried to make sure we had everything synced up and that he had everything I have, but we may have missed some opportunities to ensure the flip side of that, of making sure that everything that is in his game is also in mine. So we're gonna definitely have to take a look at that. I do, however, while we're waiting for some of this to grow in, want to see. So I don't know what the land value was like out here, but he called these the poor people. Well, when it comes to land value, not so sure. So we've got an average land value of 26 cells per square meter. Hawthorne Hills, 20. So I don't know. Maybe it'll come up a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. But what I'm going to do while I wait for some of this to grow back in is start placing down my pedestrian paths. And then also I want to get to hopefully starting to upgrade some of these roads. City has enough money now that we should be able to safely get some roads upgraded. So I'm going to place some paths and let the city just kind of simulate while I'm doing this. And then we will be back to continue building. And just as I finished placing all the paths, population's right back to about where it was. Looks like we still have maybe a couple of gaps. Looks like everything over here in Hawthorne Hills is good to go. Still pretty low land value, though, so I think you have the poor people, Destin. Sorry, economically disadvantaged. Yes, lower income. Let's not call them poor. They're not poor people. They're great people. They're just economically disadvantaged. That's what I'm going with. I do want to come in here and add in just one little feature. Are you the one I want? Nope. Where is it? Must be this one. No, that's airport. There it is. Just to ensure I don't ever accidentally zone right here. Just want to bring in a little bit of fencing. This is just to keep industry off of this main road. And honestly, I should have done this all the way through here. It's going to wind up functioning as a collector, I think, into the area, mainly because it's the first turn there. There will be some connectivity down here eventually, but that's eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and lose a few buildings here, and I just want to keep this area clear, mainly because I don't want to obstruct the traffic any more than I have to. And some of these buildings were facing this main road, which means we would have had trucks turning in and out of them. By making sure we have no zoning along that, the trucks are turning off these side roads, so we can at least get a fairly uninterrupted traffic flow down through here. I do want to check electricity looking fine, water getting a little bit low, and garbage is fine. For education, looks like we're sitting fine. Of course, we don't get universities for about another 500 residents. We're up to 6,900, which we can probably take care of very soon. But what I want to do is go through some of these areas that we left unzoned and now add a bit of zoning, now that I kind of know what's where and where my paths are and all of that good stuff. We might upgrade the roads today. I'm not 100% certain. Actually, I probably should in at least a few areas, because what I'm afraid of is if I place my gates and then come in and upgrade the road, that I won't be able to upgrade the road. I don't know. That is what I'm going to find out right now. Let's turn anarchy off. No, I'll still be able to upgrade the road. Just got to be careful where I put them, I think. So that'll be fine. What I want to do is kind of connect these two areas. But I don't know that I want them having to come up here and go through the crosswalk. I think rather what I'd like to do is put in a side gate and then maybe some sort of pedestrian path that connects down here. I'm thinking maybe bring it out to about here and then go up from here. It is going to limit how much space we have for park amenities, though, so maybe we go well, that's going to connect to that road, though, if I do that. Yeah, never mind. I need to turn all these back on. And we'll go up. Probably just 7 will be enough to get across that. Yeah, it's fine. And then we'll go back down. Kind of a funky pedestrian bridge, but it works. And then in this area, I've intentionally left all of these without paths, because we're going to add in some gates. And we are going to add in... Oh, you're not in the park area. My bad. We will add you to the park area. There you go. Which means up here, they're probably not going to be in the park area either. And back here, so we'll just kind of make that a very ugly park area. But it works. I'm not going to get hung up on making it a perfect little blob today. Can I not be in this view? Thank you. I just need to start using the mod that will let me not have that. I don't know how I feel about having that right next to people's houses. But, oh well. It's going to be fine. And then here, I think we might want to do like the same thing. Not have people going across this busy road and doing some sort of overpass I guess is the right word. I don't really know. But I think that is preferential to what we were doing. We could mirror what we're doing on this side over here, and I think I will. Just for consistency's sake. And have a lovely symmetrical park. Park symmetrical? Nah, I don't know. I don't think so. But this one is. So then I should be able to just run this down to here. Yep. And then connect all of these up nicely. Maybe. And then we'll come back to that one in just a minute. And then here, we just run to there. Get those side gates connected. And then to there. And then bring that to there. And that should have most everything connected for now, except for these. And then here, like I said, we're going to go ahead and do another pedestrian ramp. So we know 7 will clear it. So we're going to go up 7. Bring it across to right there. And then come right back down. And hook in right there. And then we're going to bring that across. And we're going to bring this across. And that alone probably gave us a pretty big entertainment value, just by having gates. How exciting! It's a park of gates. I guess if that's what you're into, then you do you, friends. You do you. We're gonna bring that over to there, so that we can get some amenities back here. Yeah, look at that lovely fountain. Right there. We're going to mirror that on that side because, you know what? We've gone with the symmetry. Let's stick with it. Can I get a cafe right there? Oh, that's big sad. But I can get one. Like, where's my main? Yeah, let's go bring that in close to this commercial. I do want to leave a little bit more space for some commercial over here, so I'm actually going to bring it over this way. And listen to that upgrading taking place because all of these park amenities are attracting upgrades, which is a good thing. So that's all I'm going to do for now. That's enough to let it get upgraded. I am, however, going to bring in, as I mentioned, just a bit more commercial. I'm not happy with what he's done here. I don't think it's fair to the people in the retirement community to have a business blocking their views out the back. Granted, their view isn't all that nice to begin with, but what we can do is, and let me pause right there. Typically, I'm not going to undo anything Destin does. This is a kind of a special situation. I think that our retired folks deserve to have a little bit of a view, and that's why I'm coming in here with the freeform tool. This path is going to be just kind of curly cued in. I know it makes an ugly connection there, but then we can come through, add some trees back here, which we're just going to go over here and yoink a tree, any tree. There we go. That's a great tree. Whoa, hello. That's already upgraded. Wow. And we're going to give them some seclusion here from this road with a nice row of oaks. I think that is very appropriate. And we're going to do the same down the side. So now they kind of have their own little entrance into the park, and they can get around to the backside. They can exit out of the back and get onto the park path. And we're even going to expand that seclusion to right there. Not a lot of windows on that side. I think there are on this side, but they've got the view out of there, so we're good. And that, I think, is better than having just a bunch of retail right behind them. I think that's favorable. So what did we unlock? Just the chessboard, which I don't think is going to fit anywhere in this park. I guess it could fit there. Let's bring one of those in down this way, like right here. I think that's a good place. And then maybe one more down here, right by this neighborhood, so people can go play giant chess. And cool, that'll get us to our next upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and charge for this park. I mean, why not? So we are almost up to our next milestone. What's happening? Oh, yeah, I know what's happening here. I posted a path there, because eventually when we upgrade this road, that will connect. I'm kind of regretting where I put the cemetery. I would really like to have just centered it and made this more of a park area. The only way I could do that would be to build another cemetery, empty this one, and then move it. Or just use the movement mod because I have it. And that is the solution I'm going with. We're just going to actually undo. I want to make sure we keep this lined up here. If I hold down Alt, yeah, that makes it click alongside the road. So that's 5 on the left, 5 on the right. There we go. That is what I'm looking for. And then eventually we can make this just feel like a nicer space. So that when you come to mourn your dead, sure, you're right across, from some residential and all that. And this was going to be another collector right here, but not now because we've got a road in. But that's totally fine. But what I want to do is get these last few people in here. And first of all, yeah, we've got a lot of houses that aren't upgraded that I think probably were at one point. It's just a little unfortunate that our assets didn't line up. I don't really know why. I truly don't know why. But I do know I'm happy to see people using this pedestrian overpass. And they're using this one as well. So that keeps them just from having to go. Some people are still going through the busy intersection, and that's fine. But it prevents a lot. We even came in with some back here. There are going to be a couple road bridges as well. Maybe just one there and one there. But I thought it would be nice to have a dedicated pedestrian bridge up and over the busy highway entrance. Because that is just a 2-lane or 4-lane two-way highway that's divided. We do have a bit of traffic coming in and out of industry. When do we get trains? I think we get trains pretty soon too. Oh, wow, 11,000. Okay. I might not have to upgrade anything. I want to get started on a trade school. I'm going to let this just run for a minute because we're only 100 people away and get the upgrade we need. There we go. That got us campus areas, residential wall-to-wall, IT clusters, offices, a lot more stuff down here. And of course, we do have high density. As usual, though, I am not going to begin using high density simply because we do not yet have the high-rise ban. I am going to turn on encourage biking, though. The city budget is doing really well, so I think I'm also going to hit filter industrial waste. Let's get that out of here. There's some nastiness going on. Under here, we do want to turn on education boost for our trade school so that people will start going there. And now what I have to do is come in and get rid of this district because this is a campus district. So I'm just going to grab that and just swoop that out of existence and instead paint a campus district once I click the right button. And I'm just going to go big here. Ooh, that's getting rid of part of my park. My bad. Here we go. I'll put it back. I'm putting it back. Settle down. There we go. I got overzealous. I apologize. I'm apologizing to a video game again. I do that a lot. And we're going to go ahead and set all of this aside for the campus. I don't know exactly how much space it's going to take up, or even if it's going to all be right here. We may spread out this campus to maybe some of it over here. Possibly. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I haven't quite decided. So I kind of want the campus to face off of this right here, this road. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's just go with regular streets for now. And then we can always upgrade them to have trees and things like that. I want to bring in a road that is set back just a bit from everything else. So I think we'll come in right here and then have our main academic building right here at this T. That park is going gangbusters, isn't it? It's doing great. There we go. That's our main academic building right there. And then I want to bring a road not right up against it, but enough so that we've got room to zone next to our main administrative building if needed. I'm going to bring that back to there. And then we're going to get in our first big academic building here, the Police Academy. And I want to have this set back to where it is even with basically the back of our administration building. So we'll bring that in, and now I know how big this needs to be. Again, gonna leave just a bit of space right here at the end of this thing. And then I want to come back here and then go 1, 2, 3, 4 more. I think that's 5. I want this to be right. So let's come up here. Let's see what I get. That's only 3. So I need to go right there. Nope, right there. There we go. Just want to put some parking back here. Because it's important to have parking at your campuses. I know it already has parking there, but I mean, that's not even connected to anything. If I had it right up against the street, that might look a little bit better. But I don't. Could also put the parking down this side once I click the right asset. I mean, we could do that. We could put it there instead. That at least blends into that a little bit better. And then if we do one more, oops, right there. Yeah, but since it's turned the other way. Yeah, okay. I like that. And then we can use this space back here for something else in the future. Don't know what yet. We'll figure that out. So let's get this brought down just a little bit. Oh, that's not straight for some reason. There we go. And then I want to go right up along this way. And then let's go ahead and bring in right there. We're just going to have the administration building just kind of sitting there doing its own thing. It'll be fine. It'll be totally happy doing that. And then we're just going to connect the paths through so that there's a nice bit of connectivity through there. And I think that'd be a good place to put, like, our groundskeeping. Is just kind of, like, hidden back here. And maybe even a nice place for the book club, except it doesn't fit, so never mind. We'll just ignore that idea for now. Off the back here, I want to have some dorms. Because obviously we've got to get our attractiveness up. Man, the city's making a lot of money, but I don't know that I want to start giving them just wads of cash constantly. So I think we're going to skip that. I almost went for heated pipes because I thought I was playing Pine Pass. Just going to run that up there for now and run this up here. And is that going to get everything? Yeah. Cool. So let's get some dorms in and try to find our center point, which looks like it's right there. That was easy. And we're going to bring that up this way. And then we're going to, again, leave a little bit of separation here. And bring in a couple of dorms. And then I want a path coming between them. It's not letting me go all the way out right now, but actually I want that path to be just a little bit farther down. Again, just for the separation here, just to keep it not crowding everything. And then we will bring in another one right about there. There. And that should hopefully leave me room to get this road in. This might be... Ooh, that one's a little close. Okay. So I can't go quite with the amount of separation that we have, which is sad. But it's okay. We'll live with it and we'll adjust. What we will do is bring this over one more. We'll still have a bit of separation there. I just can't click any of the right buttons today, can I? So we'll still have a bit of a gap, at least on this end. Let's turn off everything except angle and grid so I can get that to go all the way up to there. Nice. And we've got a one tile gap there, one tile gap there, and then 2 over here. But that should get us pretty close. Oh, only 145. Okay, so what we could probably do is come over here and get in one of our study halls. And that should, yeah, that fills that space beautifully. I like it. And that's pretty much all the buildings we have, except for like the book club and things like that, which I don't really have a good place for it. And my grid's not lining up again. It irritates me when that happens. That does it. That has us there. Very, very cool. So we've got the start of a nice trade school. I'm not sure where it's going to connect over here. We may just bring this through. I mean, that's a straight shot. May as well. I don't think anybody's going to use that as a cut through when they've got this road right here. And we gotta look at this here and see what is going on. So we've got a lot of people going straight, and they're experiencing friction from the people turning left. And then, of course, we've got people turning left here, so that's even more friction. And then down here, we've got a lot of people coming in to this area, which is moving incredibly painfully slowly because of all that. Let's go ahead and upgrade the roads over here in industry. We are going to just use the industry roads to do that. That way they can at least drive a little faster for now. There we go. I don't know how much that's going to help. In fact, right here, since it looks like this is kind of the major pinch point, most everybody's going straight or right, though. I thought we had some people turning left and that was causing a problem, and it's really not. But I think we could still, right here, even though everybody's currently going right, I think we can kind of quote-unquote future-proof this by putting in just a couple extra lanes. I could use the asymmetrical 3-lane road, but I think I would rather just go ahead and go with the new vanilla 4-lane road right here. And then that will give us a dedicated left down there and a dedicated left down here. And all these people were like, I wasn't meaning to turn left. Well, you are now. That's just kind of the way it goes. And that might help that flow just a little bit better right there. So anybody that is wanting to make a left won't be holding everybody else up. We could even make that, since there's so few wanting to take a left, we could make that straight through and make this a right only, just to basically double our capacity of vehicles that are getting through here. And then to make a right, they would have just that unhindered right. In fact, looking at the number of vehicles that are turning right, I don't know, we may leave it for now. I am very happy with how our little school is starting out. And man, once we get, you know what, we could, if I do that, that's going to bankrupt the city, isn't it? Let's run it for a minute here. Let's just let it run for a second. So I gave him 15 grand. We were only making like 10. So we should go into the red. Yes, but I wonder what that's going to do for, like, getting more students over here. But then again, this place is costing us $23,000 to run right now because of all that. So let's maybe have that, and then that gives us a 51% chance of academic works. I'd like to have a bigger chance on that. I'd like to just get both academic works in this first academic year. But we can't let it sit there and run the way it was. So let's come back over to Hawthorne Hills. He's up to 30 cells per square meter. And the city on average is at 38. So, yeah, my dude. Let's see. You've got a bunch of level 1s, level 2s, some level 3s, and it's educate more citizens is where we're at right now. But we've got the capacity. We're borderline on the trade school, but Pine State College. I kind of like that name. We need a name here. Feel free to suggest names. I am more than willing to hear. I am more than willing to hear your suggestions. So yeah, I was really planning on putting a collector right here where he put this road. I guess I still could, but then we've got a connection right there. And that doesn't really work. Let me look here and see where I want to go next. And where I want to go next is the road upgrade, but I want to be thoughtful about how we're doing it. I want to get in biking paths in some of these areas. So we are going to come down our major collector here and upgrade that right off the bat. In fact, even though this is close to industry, I'm going to go ahead and do the one with trees all the way through. We lost a path. Hopefully we won't lose too many more. We could... Oh, we do have a connection to the park there. Never mind. I'm like, we could have a connection to the park right there. We do have a connection to the park right there. And then I am going to bring that down here. I will... It looks like he actually used biking paths all throughout his neighborhood. So that's cool. Now we've got that connectivity for him. So that's awesome. And then continue that down to here. Cool. Biking paths. Done. Now I want to come in with this road and formalize where our bike path is going to go. And I don't want it to be every connection off of here, but I'm thinking we'll go like here and here. And then we'll bring it back this way and then kind of down here by the schools and parks. And then maybe meander another block back and get that. And that's enough for that neighborhood. That'll be sufficient. And then over here, kind of the same idea. I want to get it back here to these schools. And I want to make a connection here. And then I also want to get a road in across that's going to let them bike to work. So I'm going to come here by this school. We do have a school right here. And then we're going to head over this way. And then bring this down right here like that. And I think that is incredible. And then we're just going to come in here with just a regular 2-lane road with bicycle paths. And we're going to just bring that through like right here. And then eventually it will connect to something that's down here once this extends on out. But for now, it's just there. And then I can bring a bridge, I hope, across here without it being too steep. We've got to go up probably 8 units or 8 meters. Yeah, that gets us there. In fact, I can get away with that side being a little less steep. If I get this just right there, there we go. Not the perfect bridge, but it is a bridge. It is definitely a bridge. And then here I want another one to mirror that. Well, not mirror it, but to give us another way across. So 8 meters to right there, and then down. That way, and you can see it's already happening. Anybody needing to come out of the industry area to come over here doesn't necessarily have to go through this intersection. And look what that's already done for traffic over here. It's just gone. Because we had so many trips that we wanted to come way over to here, but they had to come out this one connection, because right now that was a big cul-de-sac, so I haven't connected anything down here. They had one way in and out, and so they had to go all the way around, and that's just not ideal. So we have corrected a big thing and helped our traffic out a lot, which just goes to show connectivity, very important. And then for the rest of these roads, I just want to come in and upgrade them to just a nice tree line road. It does help with noise. It does help slightly with land value. Not a lot, but a little bit. Enough that it's worth the expense. So I'm going to get all of these upgraded, and you'll see people upgrading their properties as a result. And I think I got them all. Pretty sure I got them all. I went ahead and added in just one more bike facility right here to connect up to that so that this neighborhood comes out. In fact, because he has nothing but bike lanes, we probably ought to bring it on down to here as well. I don't know that we need to bring it around the corner because then they come out and go that way. But that's looking pretty spiffy. We have people using what I like to call alleys. They look good. Yes, we could probably come through and add some fencing to all of those, but that's something that can be done off camera. It's not necessary to go through and add a bajillion fences. But the nice thing is the population has grown quite a bit just while I was upgrading roads, and our school did indeed upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and give them another IT and engineering grant because I'm a nerd. And right now we have enough students to justify going ahead and increasing the attractiveness of the campus. We need to basically add 200 attractiveness. And we're going to do that by way of a couple fountains. And this is why I left some space here. I want to have like kind of a nice decorative entrance into the school. Some of these will get replaced with statues over time. But for now, a nice fountain at the entrance, I think is great. And look at that. Wow, you couldn't ask for that to be more perfect. So we're at nearly 9,000 people. I am a bit nervous about what's going to happen when Destin opens up the game. By the way, if I've called him Killtastic at any point during this video, I don't know if I have or not. That's because that was his name on GTA Social Club when we first met. And so to me, he'll always be a Killtastic. But if I've said that and you're like, who's that? It's Destin, the other guy helping me build the city. I am going to go ahead and just add in some gazebos, just a couple, just one or two here or there. I think that's a lovely place for a gazebo, and maybe ooh, I would lose a building. Well, we'll put one in right here by our pedestrian bridge. And well, bam, that is what I was hoping for, is that would get us our next upgrade so that I can then come through and add these in so that the kiddos have a place to play. So we're going to put one here, and that makes everybody very happy. I was trying to see if we can get any benefit down on this end from a second one. And not really, but doesn't mean I'm not going to put one in anyway. Let's bring that one. Let's move this gazebo over to about... Actually, we're going to tuck that one in right there. And we're going to click the wrong button again. And then we're going to add another one just right here, right off the entrance, just to get that. Did we really get a 5-star park just that quick? Wow. I'm pretty sure like I had a shocked face just then. So we're going to put one trampoline park there, one trampoline park there, and that, I don't know, to me that kind of does it for the park. I don't think we really need anything else. It's making a lot of money, which makes me kind of happy. And I never even had to turn on the main park. And the cool thing is, it is also significantly boosting our property values, which means we're seeing more and more people upgrade. And of course, we're also seeing more and more people upgrade because they are getting educated. So it's a good thing all around. I am a little nervous that we're going to wind up missing our upgrade because of how many students are there. But I think I'm going to take care of that in the next video by expanding. But until then, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.